I now call the Crosby Township Board of Trustees regular meeting to order for May 12th, 2025. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. You're just,
I call what people's names?
yeah.
Okay, Mr. Heiss?
Here.
This is a roll call. Mr. Blumen?
Here.
Here.
Hello, Mr. and Mr. Trent.
Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting held April 14th, 2025.
I found a couple mistakes.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, on the first page, the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting March the 10th. I made that motion, and Dennis seconded that.
All right.
And the approval of the bills. Dennis approved it, and I second it.
Okay.
Now, the month before, in March, that was okay, but in April, it gets reversed, so.
All right.
And then, on the third page, there was a motion to pay RTM $1,900. The bill, motion was made by Dennis, and I second it, and it was approved by all three of us. That not in there, it was
Okay.
missed completely.
All right.
So,
I'm sorry, a motion to pay whom?
RTM, which is,
And you made the motion?
Dennis made a motion, I second it. And it was approved by all three of us.
Okay.
And the last thing is the time, 8:55. That should be 9:33. Because we returned to regular session at 9:32, so
Okay.
It could be a minute later, so. You two agree with that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything to add?
No. I move we accept the minutes as corrected.
I'll second it.
Shucks. Roll call. So Jamie just, it's okay.
Mr. Heiss?
Yes.
Mr. Lohman?
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt?
Yes.
And approval of the minutes for the special meeting held April 24th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Not really. We went into executive session and came out of executive session, so that was pretty much the minutes.
We have them. Roll
So
call.
are you ready to do a roll
Oh,
call?
sorry.
I made a motion.
Okay.
Who seconded it?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Do I have to do roll call again?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Heiss?
Yes.
Mr. Lohman?
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt?
Yes.
We have a unanimous.
You confused me because normally I'm the last one.
Okay.
Was that okay?
And then approval to pay the bills as have been presented over the past month.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
Roll call.
Okay. Mr. Lohman, we'll start with you.
Yes.
And Mr. Hyab.
Yes.
And Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, correspondence, me. There was a Hamilton County Board of Health meeting today at 4. There's a Hamilton County Planning Partnership 2025 annual meeting, May 16th at Cooper Creek Event Center in Blue Ash. Miami Whitewater Park is looking for volunteers for opportunities including removing invasive species.
Are we going too fast?
I'm going to watch the video, don't worry.
Jolene Wynard had called me about there was someone who passed away in New Baltimore, a couple people who were disabled, they had no money in that. And then she also informed me that the state is back to giving $1,000 to townships. But then she was supposed to give me the information. When she did, and I got back with her, and she said that the family ended up paying for everything. So that we're good on that. That America 250 is having a meeting June 21st at noon at Miami Town Hall in Miami Town, which is on at 128 in Main Street. There's a sign up online for that. Fernald weekly programs. Everybody got the Dynegy letters, which causes confusion every year, but basically don't do anything to keep your electric the same as it was. It's going to be a little bit higher, but it's less than what Duke would be charging. And then there's a Butler County Rural Electric Co-op golf outing Friday, August 1st. And then I have a letter from Matt Wallace, fiscal officer, which I'll read. Dear trustees and citizens of Crosby Township, today my family has moved its residence from Crosby Township to Morgan Township. Because of this change in residency, in obedience to Ohio Revised Code, I offer my resignation of the office of Fiscal Officer for Crosby Township. It was never my intention to move away. Our family was happy here, and we intended to remain forever. As for the office, I would be happy to remain in place while finishing the wide-sweeping financial reforms that we have put in place that I'm so proud of. I have no doubt that an adequate replacement will be found. In the meantime, Mrs. Jamie Mather has proven a loyal, hardworking assistance that will, without a doubt, ease the transition of the new fiscal officer. Also, if there is any way that I can be of service of the trustees or the new fiscal officer, I am not far away and willing to assist. I will do everything possible to ensure a smooth transition. It has been a pleasure to serve here over the last 5 years, and I wish nothing but the best for the township and its people. If it was possible at all to be present this evening, I would, but I am quite ill and unable to attend the regular meeting. Sincerely yours, Matthew Wallace. That's all I have. Dennis?
Okay, we talked to the people for storm water management, and we have a meeting set up with our maintenance department for May the 19th. I think we all got a letter from Strauss and Troy about Bob Bibba's request for the bond, but that's all pretty much out of our hands now that the Attorney General is handling it, so that's that. Got a correspondence about its open enrollment for workers' comp. Right now we are with Sedgwick, and I was talking to the people over there that have all the hired help, and they suggested that we stay with that company. So I imagine we need to make a motion to extend our coverage, and I would so move that we extend our workers' comp through Sedgwick.
Do they need something in writing?
Is that a yearly thing? 'Cause I don't remember doing that before.
No, it just, I don't know if it is yearly. I don't remember it being yearly.
I don't either, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's every couple of years, but I could be wrong.
It's every year.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna stay with them,
Don't need to do
I
anything?
don't think you need to do anything.
Okay, well then I'll rescind my motion. Okay, and then got a bill from Alpha Construction for April 30th. And pull that up. It's for, this month is $5,195.70. So I move that we pay Alpha Construction for their April billing.
What's that for?
And it's for the work that they keep doing with the firehouse meeting, well, trying to run down the building permit mainly. So,
Do we have a
April 30th?
it's
April
dated,
30th.
yeah, dated April 30th.
I second it.
Roll call.
Okay, Mr. Lohman,
Yes.
Mr. Hyab,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
Also, I received a billing for the month of April from Bob May, RJM Consulting, and that bill is for $600, and I move that we pay it.
I second it.
Roll call.
Mr. Lohman,
Yes.
Mr. Hyab,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
And then working with those two entities, Alpha Construction and Bob May, we have a kickoff meeting with the fire chief, and for May the 14th at 1 p.m. at this facility. And they're going to take and talk through what they're going to start with, so that the fire department and them aren't butting heads over the construction that should be starting here before long. And then last is I signed a 9139 Hamilton County STS variance application for the septic over at the firehouse. So I signed that, and I also signed with the same people, Mike Moore's PTI signatory form. So that's all been taken care of, and that's the end of my report.
All right, thanks. Chuck?
The only other new thing I have is Ohio, April 29th, 25. Ohio Township Association have a new reporting on Ohio Township Association YouTube channel. The report is called the 1308 report. They had two of them so far. The first one was April 29th. It lasted a little over 5 minutes. They talk about House Bill number 96. The second one they had was a little over 4 minutes. And they talk about the Ohio State issue number 2. So it's a new way Ohio Township report to the township. It's online. It's a video. So, and then Ohio Townships Association also have a new Ohio Township Connection. It's a new platform for networking for Ohio official, which is township and official officer and employees. It's a new way to network. So, all I have. So,
All right, thanks, Chuck. Sheriff, Lieutenant DePaoli.
I like to appreciate Jerry for taking notes tonight and minutes.
Wait till you see my notes.
Okay. So, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Jamie. Oh, that's for Jamie.
All right, good evening, everybody. Lieutenant Jeremy DePaoli with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department here. I've got the May report for activity in Crosby Township for the month of April. Good news again, I guess, is that we do have a few criminal incidents to report, but I would say that none of these are significant to the community at large. Everything here was kind of personal. It was an assault up in Fort Scott on Benning Lane. back on the 5th of April. That was two teenage boys. I guess they're both in love with the same girl. I don't know all the details, but one of them punched the other one in the face. He went down to 2020 later on for causing injury to the other kid. An assault up on Willie Road on the 7th. That was a father against the daughter's boyfriend, both adults. 31-year-old suspect was the arrestee on that. He also had multiple felony warrants, so he went down to the Just Center as well that night for punching the girlfriend's father in the face. And there were 2 incidents over on Oxford Road, which were back-to-back on the 20th and 21st. It was an ex-wife coming to the ex-husband's residence after a custody dispute. Used Old Hillerich and Bradsby to break out several windows, and she went down to the Just Center. She got out the next day and came right back and went back into the garage and smashed up a bunch more property and went back down to the Just Center. So, gotta control your passions, I guess. The only other criminal incident we had was an identity fraud up on Hamilton-Cleves Road. That was an incident where, not even really local to here per se, it was somebody up in New Jersey used the victim's social security number to get a driver's license and racked up a bunch of tickets and warrants over the last couple of years, and now the victim cannot get his license here in Ohio, so he's got a little working out to do on that. So those were the criminal incidents here for Crosby. Again, good news, nothing anybody in this room I think has to be worried about. Non-criminal reports, which would cover things such as medical incidents, fire runs, and other general non-criminal activity. 5 of those. So criminal investigations, the only one that's been assigned to our CIS was the identity fraud. That has not been closed as of this writing. Traffic incidents, 6 auto crash reports, 1 OBI arrest for the month. Dispatch report, 94 calls for service during the month of April, 69 non-billable details, which covers traffic stops, other self-initiated investigations by our sheriff's patrolmen. DVERT, the Domestic Violence Enhanced Response Team, that's run in conjunction with Women Helping Women. Provides immediate resources and social services for victims of domestic violence and or abuse. There were no incidents for which social workers responded during April. Anybody who needs any of those resources can find more information on the program at www.womenhelpingwomen.org. So, other than that, the only other thing I'd have to add, I think most people in the room are aware that there were some issues over with Harrison Township, and where the sheriff's office, effective April 1st, had reduced services over there, which what our policy on that became was that we were, for lack of a better word, no active patrols within Harrison Township, so we were not out there doing any traffic enforcement or anything of that nature. We were only responding for priority runs, serious crimes in progress. That was effective April 1st. That's come up with a few people I've run across out in the township over the last month or so. So I want to reiterate that there has been no reduction in service here in Crosby Township. We're still doing business as usual. And that being said, negotiations in Harrison Township for the contract, my understanding is those are not dead. There may still be some stuff active there. So I hope that Crosby Township is still looking to do some business for a contract car at some point in the future as well. That is all I have on that. So, any questions, comments, anything else?
Yeah, everything's been fairly
Heard
quiet.
anything about a contract for us, or?
Well, where we were at was, several months ago, it was several months ago, the 3 townships out here, meaning Crosby, Harrison, and Whitewater, were all looking to pull some resources to contract for a car. Right now we run 3 cars out in the area west of the river. None of those are contracted. If anybody has any questions on contract service versus what we would consider county cars, the county cars are paid for by your general tax levies that you pay annually. The contract cars are, you may see them if you're ever in Miami Township, for example, across the back fender, you'll see Miami Township. It otherwise appears to be a same sheriff car. You'll see them in Anderson Township, Sycamore Township, Sims Township, some others on the east side. But the goal was to get some kind of contract together with all the townships out here. So my understanding is we still have something on the table. And that being said, I don't have anything else I can say on that. The rest of it is above my pay grade. But I'm optimistic that something can be worked out.
Yeah, from the conversations I've had with the sheriff's office at different times, I think they're wanting to get all 3 townships in under one contract. Whether the other townships negotiate something different than what, but they're just, way I understand it, until everybody's on board, we won't see a contract here.
That's about what I think I'm picking up too. So, yeah, I'm optimistic something will work out here in the near future. So,
Okay.
And we're sorry about your loss for your fellow officer for last week.
I appreciate that. I got 24 years in here, and that's hands down the worst day we've had in the 24 years I've been here. It's,
It was senseless.
it's an understatement to say it's a bad day. So we're hoping that we are hoping justice gets served. So keep our fingers crossed. Any other questions, comments? Anybody?
Thank you for what you do.
Appreciate you. You are an easy crowd, and I appreciate that. Everybody have a good night. Take care.
Thanks. All right, public at large, if anybody wants to get up to talk about anything, just go up to the microphone, say who you are,
Address.
and your address.
How you
Write
doing?
that down.
I'm Bob Kugler, Bowling Kugler Realty. Come in to discuss the property, the 9 acres across from Fort Scott. It's owned by the Bowling families. Myron Bowling came in here a couple years ago in regards to this property. He purchased the property, and there's a deed restriction on it for a fire station. He came in when he bought it. He had since passed away. His wife and I came in last year to discuss it. It was just kind of tabled, nothing. We just didn't do anything. And now she has come back and proposing if she could make a donation to the fire department for $15,000 to have the deed restriction taken off the property. If that's something we could discuss.
You know, as far as, I've been thinking about that and talking it back with the fire chief. Locating a fire department up there it would have to be a second fire department. We'd have to have more staff and everything. Whereas if we would locate in the future, and when we get enough funds to build a firehouse, that's another thing, is more centrally located in the township so that one fire department could run in all the directions instead of having 2 houses. So in my opinion, and I don't know what anybody else, I don't have a problem lifting the deed restriction off of that, just due to the fact that I don't think it would serve us. We can't handle 2 fire departments, I don't think, at this time. So that's my opinion. It's open for discussion.
Rick, do you have anything to say?
Well, the only thing is that, I mean, the PUD was set up and there's restrictions. And I'm looking at another public hearing to be able to change that
Correct.
because you're changing the zoning.
Yeah.
I've explained that before, and I mean, that's where it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, what
If
is
they
this-
want to, if you want to change, you're gonna have to go and change the PUD.
The trustees can't make that
No.
call. It has to go through the regular process.
I mean, with zoning on it right now, what is it, residential?
It's residential.
Yeah, I think it is.
And that specific 9 acres was set aside just for Township Fire Department. And
And green space, huh?
or green space. And there's only so many residential units that can be built in that particular section. And I have to look, I'm not sure if that's been built out or not. So we've had some other people come to change the zoning, some other developers, and it was turned down. The zoning commission are the ones who make that decision. The trustees may agree with it or not. I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but it all ends up being a public hearing. You'd have to apply to me to say, look, we want to change this. You fill out an application. You pay a fee. We have the public hearing, and then they make the decision.
Let's go through planning too, downtown.
Yeah, downtown Hamilton County Planning will want to know about it also, and it has to go in front of their review.
Okay. So even though I'm not asking for a zone change, they're not asking for a zone change. They just wanted that deed restriction taken off. You got to go through all those applications.
Well, I'm still assuming that has to go through a public hearing.
It does.
Okay.
You have to change, you're requesting a change to the plan that was approved, what, how many years ago now?
It's been almost, been 20 years plus.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a process.
Okay.
It was, you might need to get counsel to help you
Right.
go
Right.
through that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we just got to go to ask for a zone change.
Well, I don't know if it's.
Not a zone change.
It's a change to
The original plan.
The plan itself,
Yeah.
so.
I have has anybody shown you the plan itself, what it lists on the plan, what you can do and what you can't do? That's back in my office.
Not really.
It's the restrictions. And Newscable knew it, and he sold it, and your
Bowling.
Mr. Bowling, he knew about it.
Yep.
And he bought the property anyway, and he got a good deal on it, which is fine. But he knew that it was limited. And then he passed away, unfortunately. But that's the process you'll have to go through. You'll have to come and see me first.
Okay.
You fill out a request, and then we'll have to have a public hearing after that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mr. Kugler, for note purposes, how do you spell your last name?
Kugler.
Okay, and what was your address? I'm sorry.
My address is 2121 Ross Hanover Road.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Anybody else? All right. Reports. Legal, Alan.
The notice to bidders for the project on the roads up in Crosby, up in Fort Scott. I gave you the notice to bidders. It's going to be published this week in the paper. And just so I'll point out to the trustees that the bids are going to be open at the next meeting on June 9th. And if anybody has any questions about it, Jim Niehaus is the contact person. That's all I have.
You said it's going in the paper when?
This week.
This week. What's that in the Enquirer?
No, it's.
Register.
Okay. so no one will see it. All right, maintenance, Jim.
Well, doing a lot of mowing. We noticed we straightened out the car stops out here in a lot and pegged them down so they're not getting pushed all over the parking lot out here. Put up the sign out there that fell over, blew over. We had our first limb day 2 Saturdays ago. That went pretty good. We got a lot of limbs brought in and got a lot cleaned up over there. Put up a new backboard and rim and net over at the basketball court in New Baltimore over there, a small park. Removed both the fences at Fern Old Cemeteries. And the Lights of Memorial, I noticed that there was only 3 of them on. So I had KISS come over and they was working on them. I don't know if they ever got finished. It started raining the day they came. But there's only, we need to kind of maybe change styles or something over there. They fill up with water. So, then we had our Crosby cleanup days, dumpster days, whatever you want to call it. That went pretty good. It was kind of bad weather, but had a lot of people come. The windows got caulked on this building here yesterday, I think it was, wasn't it? Friday. I ordered park closed signs that you wanted here, Doug. And then the Crosby signs, the ones that are on the street, welcome to Crosby. There's about 5 different kind that's out there on the street, so I've got one over there in the maintenance building. It's got, I don't need, not in here, but it's got that logo in a blue background. It stands out more than the white ones. So I was gonna go with that if it was okay with you to get some. A lot of them are all faded. There's some places that are not even there anymore. So if you want them up, if you don't want them up, it's,
How many signs total are we talking?
I don't know. You come in so many different places in the Crosby Township.
You know what the cost is per sign?
No, I don't know, because I didn't know what ones to tell him to get a price.
Yeah, you would go with that one there with the blue
Think they're-
background.
I think they're like, the ones, some of them are this, like 12 by 18 it looks like, and some of them are 18 by 24, and some are 24 by 24.
Why don't you take and decide which one you want to go with, and then,
The biggest one that I got over on the table over there in the blue background, I think it's more noticeable than them little ones.
right,
Because on the little ones, the Crosby Township outline and all that stuff is only about 4 by 6 or something like that. I mean, it might even be that big on there. But I was going to get them made when I got the other signs made for the dusk, park closes at dusk.
well, you need to know how many signs you need, and then pick a design that you're comfortable with, and give us a price.
Okay. We'll
What
do
I
that.
would do.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. And we're putting up flags Thursday. That's it.
Then they
The fence around the Old Town Hall looks pretty good.
Yeah.
When are they gonna do the cemeteries now that you got the fence out?
They got, I noticed they had 3 posts on the big cemetery. And then, I know he had to pour concrete on footers on the jobs or something today, so he's gonna come down there. This week he's supposed to do it.
Okay.
So he's got 3 corner posts in, I noticed. He just don't have the one in, southeast corner in, on the big.
I didn't notice them. I have to pay attention when I go by there. I'm always looking at the road going into the corner.
Try driving a tractor.
So does anybody have anything needs to be done?
No, you get the road bids in and get that project underway. It'll be interesting to see how those prices end up. So, I know Hamilton County, they always told me when I was working on the Fort Scott the first time, if you get the bids out early, when everybody's looking for work, they come in cheaper than going out midsummer when everybody's already got a lot of stuff booked and they're not as eager to take on new stuff, so they won't give you as good a price. So it'll be interesting to see where these prices come in. And if they're too high, I'd be my opinion, we just cancel it and put it out for bid at the first of the year. So it'd be interesting to see how these bids come.
Okay. That's it?
I texted Stephanie at Frankenstein's a few weeks ago to email me a perennial list, and she said she would when she could get to it, and she hasn't. So I'll probably just start. I'll get with you about. I'll do these pots out here, and then I'll get with you about lining up some perennials and some flowering shrubs.
What you gotta worry about on the shrubs, Doug, is that them signs open up.
Well, the shrubs would only be on the sides. Everything in front's gonna have to stay really low.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I didn't know.
Well, there's like a couple of them that don't have letters on them, like up on the. So there's two of them with letters on them, and then how many other ones? There's the one on New Haven Road near my house. Is there another one somewhere?
Another sign?
She means where you plant
New
flowers.
Baltimore.
He had a corner of,
Blue Rock,
and
River Road.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one with the writing on. That's the one with the letters on
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So there's two of those, and then there's the one sign near where I live that doesn't have letters on it. It just says Crosby. Because there used to be stuff planted there. Do you not want to put anything there?
We never planted it.
It has.
Oh, okay, so mainly.
It has been planted. You're wanting to know where.
So you just want the two with the letters for now, at least, probably.
That'd be my
there, I
opinion.
guess.
Okay, that's simple. And they're the same size and everything?
Beds?
The signs and the beds?
I don't think so. I don't think
Oh,
the
they're
one-
different?
I think the one over there is a lot bigger than Baltimore.
Oh, is it? I'll go look at it. I thought they were the same, but I
Don't
haven't
know
really
if they
thought
planted
about it.
If they had flowers at this sign here or not. I don't think so.
No.
No.
Where are you putting?
Right here in the corner. You know where you're at in here?
Where you pull in?
I looked right out here. No, I don't think we did.
Back there where you come in the driveway.
No, I don't think we did. You got your.
The one that
local
says
sheet.
keep out? All right, anybody else think for Jim? Thanks. Fire Chief Davis.
April run totals, 32 EMS details, 27 fire details, for a total of 59 during April. Our crews will be starting spring hydrants soon. They'll be flushing the hydrants, pumping them dry, and taking care of the weeds during the summer and fall. I have a part-time applicant that is a firefighter paramedic and would like to work part-time for us. I would like approval today to hire Kevin Kelsey as a part-time firefighter medic. His hourly rate would be $20.41 and would not start until the next beginning of the pay period. Pay period just started Sunday. So having 2 weeks will allow him to do the paperwork for taxes and direct deposit, stuff like that. And he'll work sick days, vacation days for the career guys.
So with him working, will that eliminate some of the overtime off of the other guys?
Correct. No physical for part-time guys.
Yeah,
So-
well, I'll take a move that we hire Kevin Kelsey as a part-time firefighter medic, and his hourly rate starts at $20.41. And what's the start date?
It'll be after May 25th, so 2 weeks from now.
After May 25th.
That gives us plenty of time to get the paperwork to Jamie and squared away.
I second it.
Roll call.
Mr. Lumen?
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt?
Yes.
Mr. Heiss?
Yes.
The 2 sets of lockers were placed on the Hamilton County, Ohio auctions website. That auction ends May 15th, and I have not looked to see how they're doing. I can do that tomorrow. So. I have one last thing, which is not on my report. Back in October, November last year, we had our budget meeting for 2025. And I brought some numbers for a new medic unit to that meeting. And we had talked prior to that meeting of doing a remount. And what a remount is taking the box off the chassis, you get a new chassis, putting that box on the chassis, and they, new paint, fix the door hinges, door knobs, and handles. The problem with that was if we were to do that, that brings us down to 1 medic unit with no spare. And it's not guaranteed to find a neighboring department that has a spare available if something was to go wrong, whether a deer strike or a engine problem while that unit was out getting remount. So numbers I had was for a new medic unit. And the numbers that I had at that point in time were right around $200,000 for the new medic unit. I didn't take into consideration of price increases and unforeseen price jumps and the time frame for a build. I didn't know at that point in time that build is 2.5 to 3 years once the contract is signed. That was my fault, and I apologize for that. A committee was put together for this project and traveled to different fire departments to look at newer medic units that have been delivered recently, and talked to the current vendor that we've had, which is Braun, that has built our last 2 medic units. We're sticking with Braun for numerous reasons. Uniformity, to keep all the medic units the same, compartment-wise and location of supplies inside, and because of the multiplex system that operates the medic unit. After talking to our sales rep last week, the accurate cost for the new medic unit is $367,570. I will email this to you. I emailed it to one trustee. I will email it tomorrow to all 3 and Jamie. I gave a copy to Matt. Payment is not due until delivery of the medic unit. Now, he's also told us that there's a spot in the assembly line coming up next month which matches our requirements, meaning our build matches those. There's nothing special about our build. It can be put into that spot on the assembly line. If that was to happen, that medic unit could be done by March of 2026 instead of 2.5 to 3 years from now. And if that was to happen, that would match our 9 years in between new medic units. The first one was 9 years ago. Our newest one is well, I don't know what year it is. It's almost 9 years. So 20.
16.
Oh, wait, 17. 16 is, yeah, 16. But a contract needs to be signed to get into that open spot. Now, we've used this company for, like I said, the past 2 builds and this 3rd build. So my question is to Jamie and the trustees, because we had the appropriations for 2025 for a new medic unit, but the numbers were less, do we need to make an adjustment for that this year? Or because the funds aren't needed until 2026, wait until the budget meeting for 2026?
Can I speak on this? I'll just speak on it. So Chief, you're gonna sign a contract whenever you're given approval for $367,000. Correct. Gentlemen, you have to have the appropriation approved before you sign that contract, or it will be void. The funds have to be approved before the contract gets signed.
Correct.
So that's according to one of the ORC's
Right.
things.
Now, since you're up there and you know more than I do on this stuff, will the funds come out of the general fund to make up the difference between the 200,000 and the 367?
That's your decision where the funds come from. The funds just have to be appropriated out of
Has
the
to be
general
in that
fund or out of the
account
fire
when-
fund. It don't matter
Right, okay.
where it comes from, but they
Okay.
have to be approved to the total of
Right.
$367,000, so they can sign that contract.
Okay. Appreciate the info.
Thank you. So that takes care of the questions of
Right.
now or
Well,
later.
So when does this contract have to be, you know, like, moving to get it on that date that you're,
I was told last week they have a spot coming up that they could slide us in because of our specs match what they've got going into the site.
right, I understand that, but is this tomorrow or in the next so many, you know?
the next meeting, is that too late?
Is the next meeting too late? Not saying we have to wait, but just trying to get a feel for what you're saying.
With Matt, I think I can make that happen for next meeting.
Now, my question is that, so you're gonna have this new squad, and you got the newest squad you have right now is a 2016, correct?
Correct.
And then the oldest squad you got,
07, 08.
07, 08, why would we rebuild that one when we already gonna have two?
Once that happens, when we have 3, we can do a rebuild on the oldest one, which will save,
You mean 2016?
we would do the 07
The 07.
as a remount.
Well, that's what I mean.
Why do we need 3 of them?
Why do we need 3?
Well, a couple of reasons. One, if we did the remount now, we're down to 1 squad. We have nothing as a backup.
I'm not worried about that. I'm saying after we buy the new one and we got the 2016 and then you're wanting to do a remount on the oldest one, which we already have 2.
Yep. By having 3, it gives us some options. One, we could have a second one as a backup, meaning if one squad goes out, we have the personnel now, before on duty, we have a second medic unit available instead of calling mutual aid. That helps. 2,
I'm just looking at the overall cost.
And then we're
By the
gonna-
time you shell out 367,000 and change on this one, and then you come back in on that remount, and the remount's gonna be probably over 200,000.
it would be easier to rotate them into service to keep the miles lower, having that many.
I'd have to think hard on that one. And then where are we gonna store it, the third one?
We will have room once the addition.
Will the addition, you'll have enough room?
The pull-through bay will have enough room.
Now, if, to me, having 2 squads would be ample. If you sell the oldest one then, after you get the new one, I didn't know what kind of resale value is out there on a squad that's that old.
It's not much. We gave one to Trenton, and I don't remember what the cost was. Wasn't much at all. It was kind of like a gift to them.
Yeah,
It's just, we're coming back to, if we do that, we're down to 2 again. So remount, we can't do a remount. We'd be buying a new squad every 9 years instead of doing a remount every 6 years, 7 years.
I think we need some history, maybe go back the last 5 years on both of those and see how many miles we're putting on per year.
How many miles?
Oh, I've got-
We need to know how many miles are on them
Yeah,
now.
I can tell you.
Yeah,
the
how many
miles.
miles we got
We know how
now,
old they are, so.
and then how many miles we've been putting on it for like the last 4 or 5 years. and maybe how much it costing to keep the repairs up, you need to change the oil and all that stuff every so often, but maybe the history of the repairs we did the last 5 years, how many miles we put on it, on each one, so we got an idea, did we need 2 or did we need 3? I think that's where Dennis coming from. I think we need
Well,
more figures.
You know, I realize you gotta keep your equipment up to standards, because just like any other business, once when your stuff gets to a certain age,
Yeah.
there is no resale value in them.
Correct.
As far,
It would benefit us not to sell it, to have a third as a process to remount as it's on schedule.
I guess what I would tend to is, I would lean to go ahead and purchase the new unit, and then after we take delivery of that unit, then work the math out on what a rebuild would cost on the other one and go from there. Because that's gonna be another couple of years down the road,
Absolutely.
and who knows what the prices will be. It might just be to the point where you don't do anything with it because it's too expensive. So, that
Yeah.
sound like a
Yeah, I
plan
don't-
or not a plan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see putting 200,000 into the old one because, I mean, if it's working.
So it would
you
be
could-
a Ford chassis,
It would be
okay,
gasoline,
on
Truck.
gas, not diesel?
truck chassis, no.
What do you got right now, diesels or gas?
The 08 is a diesel and the 16's gas.
Oh, is it?
They last longer.
Well, if you think we can wait till the next month, then maybe we'll try to get everything in a row and see if there's someone that can find the money.
Yeah, I can email Jamie what I emailed Matt, so she has a copy of it, if that helps.
Yeah, I'm just
I just-
afraid
I-
if you
I hate
wait
to-
another month, somebody else will take that spot.
I feel
And
We
then-
were
bad.
figuring at least 3 years anyway with this whole thing, so it's not like we have to have it next January.
Yeah, but you gotta put it in the account. So what we'd have to do is put in another $167,570. If you wanna wait, you know, till next meeting, that's fine. Or we can wait until the end of this meeting and I go over the financial statement and see how much money we got. Usually, when we were doing the fire engine, maintenance building, the addition to the firehouse, it's been my experience when we would spend in the neighborhood of 700,000, 800,000 in a capital expenditure every year. The next year, our budget was pretty much on the same dollars. So if we ended up at the end of the year with $3 million, and the next year, we did a capital expenditure of 700,000 to 800,000. That following year, when we started the next budget cycle, we would be right at $3 million again. So that's because we don't have a sheriff contract yet, and we don't have a township administrator yet. So, you know, to me, I would think we would have the funds to do that this year before we take on the added expenses of a township administrator and the sheriff's office. You see where I'm coming from on that? Because after next year, our budget's gonna change with these 2 new contracts that we're gonna be looking at.
Right, but then also we're starting to use general fund for the fire department now, which we haven't before.
Well, we've done different stuff before. I mean, it's
I
a
meant
capital.
just for regular expenses, not for.
Well, who are you
extra.
gonna ask to sort it out since we don't have a fiscal officer?
I know, that's why,
Yeah,
We can wait 1 month, I would prefer to do.
Yeah, I remember we transferred money this year from the general fund to the fire.
Yeah, we've
I
already
would
done
could
that
cover
to run the fire
salary.
department.
Right.
That would could cover salary.
All right.
Yeah. So that gonna be going on, I guess, every year.
Yeah, that's gonna probably keep going up.
So the general fund would be going down it's because we're gonna be transferring money to the fire department. It could cover the operating expenses. So
Well,
our new squad, you gotta
We'll
transfer
build back
more
up
money.
after don't taxes come in a year behind or 6 months behind?
yeah, you're
To
1
build it
year
back
behind
up.
on taxes.
Yeah. I just hate to lose that spot. I can talk to them because of Mr. Wallace.
Well, the thing is
in
we
here.
we took and we bought the fire engine, and that was one of the smartest things we done because prices skyrocketed after that.
Tremendously.
So the money we saved on buying the fire engine up front and paying for it will pay for the difference on this.
I think so, yes.
So I don't have a problem transferring the funds out of the general funds and into the fire department to make this purchase so that it's got, and then that's where I'm at. And does that have to be a resolution?
Yes.
All right. It's a resolution for a supplemental appropriation, and we need the account number. Right. I don't know if Jamie can do that tonight yet or not, but we'll put you on hold and we'll do it at the next meeting. So that way you can have Matt coax you through that. Because I don't want to put you on the spot on that. So if you can hold that spot till the next meeting, you know, I would be,
They've been very helpful with us for the past 2 builds and this build, and I think that can happen.
okay. Is
But
that,
in essence, you need another 167.
yep, 167,
Right.
570.
570.
So,
Okay.
you got, okay.
I'll work on it.
All right, is that it?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Anything else for Chief Davis? All right, Community Coordinator Brenda.
Well, we have a lot of fun things coming up around Crosby Township. Just wanted to get comfortable. It's going to be a little bit of a report here. I'm going to start out with Crosby Day. Hey, it's this Sunday, May 18th. It'll be a great day for our township to enjoy family fun at our local amusement park. And for those of you that are new, it's located on State Route 128 between New Haven and Ross. Admission fee is $2 per person, and the Crosby students will have tickets to get in free. The gates open at 12 noon, and the rides are from 1 to 4 and 5 to 8. We are receiving donated door prizes to be given away with a free ticket per family that you can pick up when you enter the gate. So bring your family and neighbors for some Crosby fun. And our fire chief over here came up with a cool new idea. We're going to let the cornhole die for this year, and we're going to do touch a truck. And therefore, the kids can line up and get in. I'm assuming it's a...
Kind of like a show and tell. We open up the compartment doors and tell them what things are used for, and they can see
Yeah.
things and see the
That's
fire
cool.
gear.
So they'll be able to go, huh, that's what that's all about. So thank you. That's a new addition. I like it. It's hands-on, so to speak. So that's coming up this Sunday. The 110th consecutive Memorial Day Parade and Service in Crosby Township will take place the following Sunday, May 25th at 2 o'clock. This year promises to be a very patriotic event that honors and remembers those who have served in the military and have passed. There are several entries, and we are still inviting participants. Our guest speaker this year is a U.S. Marine Corps Vietnam War veteran, Staff Sergeant Fred Hellman. Fred has recently published his memoirs in a book entitled Never Give Up. He ended his military obligation accumulating 8 medals, those being the U.S. National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnamese Service Medal, the Vietnamese Campaign Medal, the Presidential Unit Citation Medal, the Purple Heart Medal, the Good Combat Medal, the Navy Meritorious Unit Commendation Medal, and the Sharpshooter Badge. So we are very grateful that he's coming to our service to deliver our message this year. We do encourage all veterans to contact our office so that you can participate in this special day with us. We would appreciate that. We could appreciate you. Coming up, a free night of coffee and music happens on Wednesday, May 21st at 7 p.m. This is Ron Hollowell's band, a local band, at our Crosby Cafe here in the community center, and everyone is welcome. The senior club will be setting up a table for Split the Pot at Stricker's Grove, as this is our only fundraiser of the year. It's great to come out and enjoy friends or make new ones, and you can bring your own lawn chairs and just hang out with us for the day. Seniors are also going to dinner with friends. It's an outing on Thursday, May 22nd. It's at the Farm Reception Banquet Hall in Delhi, so be sure and be there at 5. A side note, we had a really good time at the Cincinnati Reds baseball game a couple of weeks ago. A little bit of rain didn't dampen our spirits. Just wanted to throw that in. This past week, we had approximately 40 seniors who had a delightful lunch at the Whitewater Shaker Community Village. There was time to tour their renovated houses and enjoy a presentation by Linda Pointer, and original Shaker worship songs were sung by Karen Kilgo. What a treat. Just a great time to immerse ourselves in Crosby Township's history. The Friends of Whitewater Shakers will also hold an open house at their village on Oxford Road right after the Memorial Day service. On Wednesday, June 25th, the seniors are going south. We're going to Bardstown, Kentucky to ride on the My Old Kentucky train for a lunch excursion. We currently have 30 people signed up for the train, and several are spending the night at the La Quinta Inn. They are looking forward to the free breakfast with southern cooking of eggs, bacon, sausage, gravy, and biscuits, yogurt, cereal, bagels, and waffles. Who could resist? I didn't have to list all that, but I thought it was kind of fun, so I did. This year, we're having 2 trips to Madison, Indiana to ride the Rockin' Thunder Riverboat to Louisville, Kentucky for lunch at the Captain's Quarters Riverside Grill. One trip is already filled up, and we're now taking reservations for the second boat trip. Both excursions are in August and will include the opportunity to stay overnight at the Riverboat Inn and Suites, complete with rocking chairs on the front porch overlooking the mighty Ohio River and a swimming pool for late-night options. And lastly, the Crosby Township Policies and Procedures Manual, edited edition, is complete and distributed to all department heads as of this afternoon. I was able to connect with Jolene Winter of the Winter Freighter Funeral Home. She sent me the links that we had discussed in our last meeting. She sent me the links to the Board of Embalmers and Funeral Directors in the state of Ohio. The Indigent Burial and Cremation Support Program has been restored. This is thanks to the passing of amended Substitute House Bill number 315 by the 135th Ohio General Assembly and later signed into law by Governor Mike DeWine. Funding was granted to the board for its program for the remainder of the state fiscal year 2025. I also included, this is in the manual, the reimbursement applications to be used by local government entities like ourselves for the cost of providing burials or cremations to indigent deceased individuals. Just an FYI for everybody, I placed that information on top of the existing information so that you can review it and decide, trustees, what needs to be discarded of the old documents. I didn't want to make that decision myself. So anyway, basically that's it. I was having kind of a busy kind of time here lately, of course, and I laughingly wrote at the end of my little report here. And of course, this does not include the daily duties that Vivian, my assistant coordinator over here, and I attend to, like answering the phones, responding to emails, facilitating staff needs, and connecting residents with solutions for their township concerns, keeping records on our nearly 100 senior club members, researching new ideas, and taking time to truly listen and encourage those we encounter. Laugh out loud. So there's your report in a nutshell.
Again, I'd like to thank you for the work you've done with putting a new book together.
You're welcome.
Did a good job on that.
Thank you very much.
And Vivian, you do good work too.
Anything else for Brenda?
I got a question. I got this on my desk,
Yeah.
and in my book on the side it said April 14th. So I'm not sure why I got another copy of
Okay,
this.
it's for your cover. Yeah, that yellow. You took your book
On-
today
on
in
the
advance,
outside?
and all you want you to do is just pull out the yellow and put
Okay.
the white in. So I just laid it there for you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was
but-
just thinking of you, Mr. Heiss.
Okay. Okay.
Got
That's
it.
what I thought. I want to make sure. Thank
No
you.
problem.
All right, fiscal officer Jamie sitting in. Do you have anything?
Actually, I do have a couple things to kind of circle back on the Sedgwick or any of the MCOs that we have. What I would like to do is for each one of, I would guess we'll call them like department heads or whatever, because they should have a card, which Sedgwick or any MCO will give you. It gives the policy number. If there's an injury, this is the steps you should take, and the phone number and all of that, instead of them having to, we had an injury recently, scrambling around to try and figure out, what do we do? So I want to make sure everybody has a copy of, since we're going to go with Sedgwick, and like you said, they're not looking for anything but to let you just roll it over. So, but I'm going to take care of that. If we do the contract for the new fire truck, the EMS, whatever it is, the EMS vehicle, please make sure I get a copy of that contract. I've spent days
Well,
looking for contracts and I can't find them anywhere.
Will, because you got to keep the contract in the file.
Well, one would hope, yes. So I would love to have some contracts. That would be really great. And then also, I know you guys have finished this manual, but the things that I've been doing with the auditor, one thing that, don't know if this thing exists, but, and I hate telling you, but there are gonna need to be some sort of personnel manual, which is more directed towards positions, job descriptions, and then also back to this one, we need to have a password policy. Yay, yay.
I
Okay.
gave, everybody should have a copy of the
That's a beautiful-
password
It's in your book.
policy.
It's in your book.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So we'll take and address this in new business.
Sounds like a plan. That's it, and just have patience with me. I'll do the best I can.
Appreciate it.
Changes.
Yeah, thanks for filling in. Should we do this resolution now then?
That was the best time.
Should I read it off?
Yep.
Want to read it? Resolution number 12-25.
Yes. This is resolution regarding the vacant fiscal officer position. Preamble, whereas the Crosby Township Board of Trustees has received information that Matthew Wallace is no longer a resident of Crosby Township, and whereas the fiscal officer must be a resident of Crosby Township, and whereas the Board of Trustees of Crosby Township, the board is charged with the duty of finding a deputy fiscal officer until the next election, when a permanent fiscal officer will be voted in. Then the resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the board that the following resolution be and is hereby is adopted. Section 1. The board hereby declares that the office of the fiscal officer of Crosby Township is vacant. Section 2. The board hereby directs that all checks written on behalf of the township be signed by 3 trustees until further notice or until a deputy officer is selected. Section 3. That the township hereby seeks applicants for the position of deputy fiscal officer until the next fiscal officer is duly elected in the election of November 2025. Section 4. It is hereby found that and determined that all formal actions of the board concerning and relating to the adoption of the resolution were adopted in an open meeting of the board, and that all deliberations of the board that resulted in this formal action were in a meeting open to the public and compliant with all legal requirements, including ORC 121.22. Agreed this the 12th day of May 2025.
I have some questions.
As do I.
Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
They have questions, they
I
said.
know.
Oh,
Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Now you can have discussion.
Now I can have a question.
In this, is there addressing the signature on purchase orders or blanket certificates?
And resolution, because like this resolution tonight, we're gonna have a fiscal officer. So, do we need to change that, include checks? Do we need to include purchase
Yeah,
order?
you could just add that in there.
Resolution.
Sorry, I don't understand. What's the question?
they're asking about,
Like purchase orders, because right now it's only addressing
it's only registering checks.
signatures on the checks. I have purchase orders that require a signature or yeah, from the fiscal officer,
Other
so.
signatures.
We're
Yeah,
talk-
there's other signatures.
We're
basically.
talking about other documents, like
Yeah.
the resolution.
Do you suggest an amendment to the resolution?
If that would expedite the process, then yes, I would assume so.
I think that would,
What do you recommend? Since we don't have a fiscal officer.
Right.
well, I know.
Somebody appointed or authorized.
I would say the president would be the next logical choice to sign all purchase orders and stuff.
Which
that-
they're attached with the checks. You guys, it's not like you're gonna have to come in just to sign a purchase order. They're always with the checks anyway. So I would just,
That's what I would
be an
think,
additional
because I don't
signature.
think we can give you any legal authority to do that.
No,
She
that,
probably doesn't want it.
yeah, was my thought.
So,
That's fine with me.
is that what you want to do, Chuck? Is amend it?
Okay,
That the president of the Board of Trustees signs all purchase orders and what else?
Resolution,
Resolution.
resolutions.
blanket or purchase order.
Purchase orders and what?
Right. All we do is, all you need is
You
purchase
need the
orders.
purchase orders? Okay.
Okay.
But resolution calling for official officer signature, so I guess, yeah.
We're already all signing it.
So I guess we get put NA.
It's, I think he's referring to the fact that it's down here. Township fiscal officer is listed on the bottom.
Yeah, so,
We would just have to leave it blank. Because we're already signing, all
Right.
signing it, so.
Would this read, if we added to section 2 of the resolution to add a sentence, and that all purchase orders be signed by the president of the board?
President of trustees, yeah.
Purchase orders?
would that include blanket purchase order?
You should probably list both. Purchase orders and blanket certificates is usually what they're called.
Purchase orders and blanket certificates. So the new sentence, the added sentence, section 2, and that all purchase orders and blanket certificates be signed by the president of the board.
Yes.
And as a side note, I did go to talk to Fifth Third Bank, and basically what we agree to do is they don't enforce it that much, the signatures, it's whatever we do, but whenever a new fiscal officer is appointed, we all have to go in and sign another card.
Right.
Of course, including the new fiscal officer.
Right.
So as of now, no one has to tell them that Matt's not gonna be on there. She's like, that's more something that we govern and monitor.
Does Matt have to go in and remove his signature personally?
I was under the impression, yes.
Yeah,
And I think he knows that, or I will make sure he's aware of it.
okay.
I move that we adopt resolution 12-2025 with the added sentence, all purchase orders and blanket certificates be signed by the president of the board.
I second it.
Roll call,
Mr. Lohman,
yes.
Mr. Hyab,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes. I can't think of anything else, did you? No.
Well, I didn't see it, but yeah.
Did you make the motion, Dennis?
Yes.
Put today's date, the 12th. And above the the line for Township Fiscal Officer, I just put vacant.
Okay. So do you have one for us to sign?
I don't even have it.
I'll go ahead and I'll use this one then.
I got two.
I think the board should probably emphasize in this public hearing, when people are watching, that we're seeking candidates for deputy fiscal officer, and anyone who's interested would please contact the township.
And I would assume we're gonna put it out on the message board and on our, email, or our, website.
Right, and I'll get with you, I guess, Alan, or someone at the end of the meeting, somehow just word it the way you want it, and I'll be sure it's correct,
Okay.
so that it says what you wanted to say.
And also remember, tell everybody you must be a resident of Crosby Township.
Not
That's an interesting
We're
question.
Thank you for
disputing
bringing
that.
that up.
You said at
I
one
was
time.
talking to the OTA this afternoon, and she
It's-
was saying, due to recent developments
Ah,
in the code, that has been taken out for a deputy,
okay,
a fiscal officer.
okay.
So Alan's gonna double check that tomorrow, so,
That is contrary to what I've read.
Yeah, what I've been told, so.
And
that's
this is
what you said
somebody
was
with the
new.
OTA, the Ohio Township Association, in her discussion with
Right.
Dennis today,
Okay.
said that they're not requiring, but everything else I've read said the deputy fiscal officer has to be an elector in the township. Go ahead.
I don't want to be a fly in the ointment like you say, Alan. The thing is you're going to rent a friend from now until November.
Right.
So the thing is you know, it might be prudent just to go ahead and try to get somebody from the township already that will run in November. You know, Matt always ran unopposed. You know, unless you have more than one person, it would be, in my mind's eye, it would be prudent for the trustees to pick one person now, and then hopefully.
I would agree, I mean.
No, absolutely.
But I'm
We
just
would-
saying, you know,
We would
whether
love
what-
to we would love for that to happen. Absolutely.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to
No,
look too far.
if we can find someone who will take the deputy position now and run in November,
Be sweet.
that would be the perfect outcome.
So meanwhile, I guess Alan, you could look into, does not need to live in Crosby
Yeah, he's
Township.
gonna try to confirm
So,
it, what she
okay.
was telling me.
Okay, well,
We'll get to the bottom of it.
hopefully that's good news.
And then we have 30 days to get a deputy.
Correct.
So that needs to be reiterated, so people watching out there, if you're interested, get a hold of Crosby Township.
Today.
Yep.
And our next meeting is June the 9th, so that would be within the 30 days. We can,
We get,
make
Well,
an announcement.
we'll have to, when we get candidates, we'll have to figure out when we're gonna interview them. We can
Right.
interview them at our next board meeting or have a special meeting. I mean, I would think we'd cross that bridge when we get to it. Or do we want to set a deadline? When we want all applicants to have their names put in, since this is the,
Have your name submitted by a certain date so you can interview.
right,
June 1st or something?
so let's do it, this is the 12th, so it'd be June the 12th, 7 days, give us a week before that, by June the 5th, I gotta look at a calendar.
Do not have any concern about, since you're not totally sure whether they need to be a resident or not, and now you're putting a deadline? I mean, they
Well,
don't
he's
know
gonna
whether-
find out tomorrow, so we'll get that ironed out.
When's our next meeting, the 9th?
Next meeting's June 9th.
Yeah,
Maybe just say June 1st.
that's pushing it pretty.
Will that give time to
Sunday.
interview then? 'Cause
30 days from today is
Then
June
the
11th.
11th or the 12th, today's the 12th.
Yeah, it's 31 days in May.
No. All right,
Wednesday, June 11th.
yeah, if we have everybody in by the 5th, I'm trying to think this through. And then we hold a special meeting to interview, go over the applications on the 6th. I don't know. It's just not much time. Let's go. You looking at a calendar? No.
You got counter here.
I'd say June the 2nd, applications have to be in.
what day of the week?
Monday.
That's a Monday. And then after we get applications, we'll get a hold of them to do interviews if we get that many on the 4th or the 5th, however people can make. And then we announce at the next board meeting. That sound like a plan?
So by the 2nd?
Yeah, applications in by the 2nd.
Where Jamie's
heard
gonna
it.
be rewinding that tape a bunch.
You're not a kid.
Pause, rewind. Okay.
All right.
You got anything else, Jamie?
No, I'm done.
All right. Thanks again. Zoning, Rick?
We had but one zoning application last month, and that was for the 4-H fair that's coming up. I attended a zoning webinar.
Here, you want mine?
No, well, I attended a zoning webinar about House Bill 315. It's a township omnibus bill. It's like 325 pages long, and they only discussed a few things. The effective date was April 3rd of 2025. There are funds available for zoning resolution and comprehensive plan updates. The state has $1.5 million in funds or grants for a township to pay someone to do comprehensive plans or change the zoning resolution, either hire somebody, or it can also reimburse if it's done in-house like we do, but they have money available for that now. There's a contract consultant up to $50,000, and internal by staff they allow $10,000, so that money's available from the state for something like that. Advertising for public hearings. You got 3 options: post on a website and social media accounts, publish in a digital version of a newspaper of general circulation in the township, or publish a notice in print version like we do now of a newspaper in general circulation. So you got those 3 options. All you have to do is do one.
Okay.
Zoning violations, enforcement, civil, up to $500 per day per offense, but it must be collected by filing a civil action in court. So yeah, you can fine them, but the court says you can do it. Residential group homes. The operators must demonstrate in their application that a proposed facility meets all applicable zoning and local planning requirements. Notice of who will be the operator, contact information, facility safety procedures for emergencies, disaster, medical emergency plans, community engagement plan, and provide 24-hour supervision at the site. And the state has definitions of what a group home really is. So I know we haven't been any like that's been applied for, but it does happen in certain areas. Also, they've given permission to, Township can have a preservation commission to preserve historical proposals consisting of a seven-member board of residents. They can promote historic preservation, make recommendations, and design aspects in a certain way. I didn't know that wasn't, we could do that or not, but apparently townships are allowed to do that. And then we have brownfield remediation. They reward grants for remediation for a new project as of July 1st date. They eliminated the county lead entity, so we don't have to go to the county to request these for the grant. The township can go directly to the state for these grants, and or a park district, and or it can from an organization that's for profit also, so they can go to the state for this. They don't have to go to the county as a stepping stone to get the money. And that's all I have.
Is that what used to be Stacy's at daycare across from Sam's? Is that getting turned into apartments or something?
Across from Sam's.
Right over here in New Haven? It was that little daycare.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, they've been like totally redoing it, and someone I heard that they're making like 2 apartments in there or something.
Oh, he knows better, but I know they've been doing remediation on it, correcting stuff, but I have no idea what's going on with it. But I've dealt with them before. They've always been up as to what they're doing, so we'll just have to see.
Is there anything else, like other businesses coming in or anything? Or?
We are going to have a zoning commission meeting coming up. It concerns putting in a storage facility down here in the Fort Scott development, down around where Denier Electric is. And the planning commission you have to have a meeting with the planning commission for anything that goes in down there, so they want to know what's exactly being built. The zoning requirements meet it, but they still want to see what's going in. So that will be coming up. Anything else?
Rick, I've been getting a lot of people ask me about the perfect sign. Is that too close to New Haven Road? Is this
I've got to talk with them. They've got too many signs.
well, it's kind of.
And I've talked with them.
Out there, you've got to almost pull in the lane to be able to look towards the stop sign to the right. It's like it's too close to New Haven Road. Passmore.
Oh, I went by it, and you told me about that, and I went by it. I didn't quite understand it because I could see.
Well, if you're taller, maybe, and in a bigger
I mean, it's not, you got a nose out there and you feel like your front end's kind of in the lane, but you can see. But the problem is that nobody stops at the stop sign down there and everybody keeps coming and you look that way and
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go down there and talk to him
I
about
don't
that.
know how, if there's a.
I
rule,
did
how-
drive by, and I
How
did.
close that can be there. I just get a lot
There
of-
are
Oh,
setbacks.
Well, the thing is, I have to have a discussion with him because he's got too many signs everywhere. So that, he was supposed to have met me a couple of months ago about it, and it hasn't happened. So I have to go talk to him personally. So I'll take care of that.
Can I ask a quick question too? With the parade coming up, there are some, I don't know how this all works with zoning, but there are some yards that kind of need their grass cut, we're on the parade route.
I know it's two right now. I don't want.
So maybe a little hit or something might be nice.
The one house is just, I think it happened, and the other ones, I went by and they need to be cut. I know whose they are. Please?
Same guy every year.
Yep. I should mimeograph to.
What?
And thanks for coming out earlier when the person was here, so. Anything else for Rick? Thanks. Old business, I have none. Dennis?
None.
Chuck?
None.
New, none. Dennis?
Yeah, we came up with a Crosby Township password policies since the audit asked us if we had one, and we did not. So everybody should have got a copy of this.
It's in the book. I didn't know you didn't want it in the book, but it's in with the other policies.
Oh, you got it in the book?
And it's listed
Well,
on the
we'd have
table
to,
of contents.
we have to individually pass it.
Okay, all right. And everybody has, maybe has their own. I'll just go run copies for my client. Can we do that real fast?
I can look at it real.
It's,
Did you get one?
it's pretty basic.
Yeah, it's
We want to have at least 8 to 12 characters. You can't have Crosby in it. You can't have your personal name in the password. So it's just parameters. I basically scoped out somebody else's
Got added.
and kind of adopted it, and then you got to change it once a year. Whether you do or don't, I don't know who's going to take you to court on it, but it's a guideline that's in our book that the audit asked us if we had one, and we did not.
I make a motion to add the Crosby Township password policy to our manual.
I second it.
Roll call.
Mr. Hyam,
Yes?
Mr. Lohman,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
You want to give that to Jamie, that she's got a copy.
Do you have anything else?
That's it.
All right. Chuck?
None.
Other concerns? Next regular meeting will be June 9th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Lohman,
Yes.
Mr. Hyam,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
8:32.
Got it. That's probably the only thing I got right.